Welcome. Welcome to another episode of The Impact of Data and AI. This week, this episode is sponsored by WILDA, Women Leaders in Data and Artificial Intelligence. Our guest today, if you're following her on LinkedIn, Aruna Pattam, she is the head of AI and Analytics and Data Science for the Asia Pacific region at Capgemini. Welcome.
Hi, Melissa. Glad to be here. Morning.
Yes, so that's important because you're calling in from Sydney, New South Wales.
Yes.
I'm on
Yes.
the Eastern time zone of the United States, so it's 6 p.m. here and 10 a.m. for you.
Yep.
Funny, my daughter says that you are in the future and I am in your past.
I mean, it can be taken good and bad because I call it down under. So, timing with global becomes a challenge all the time. But yeah.
But you have been really busy. In 2022, you were LinkedIn's top voice in AI. In 2023, which is just now come, you have been highlighted as one of the top 100 brilliant women in AI and ethics. And you just recently, within the last year, become a group member for the Responsible Think Tank, Responsible AI Think Tank.
Yes. Yes. I did. Thank you. Yeah.
What you can't see for those that are watching this via audio podcast is this really big grin from ear to ear.
Yeah, to be honest,
Mhm.
when I started this journey, this is not what I had in mind.
Mhm.
I'm very passionate about AI and data science, and while I was working and going and doing a job and coming back, I thought there was something missing in me. Got a bit monotonous, so I thought after all these years of experience, I need to give it back to the community. So that's what started this journey a few years ago, and without any expectations, I just did what I passionately believed in doing. And I think if you just do it what you need to do, things will come by itself, and that's what happened. I'm very glad about it.
Mhm.
Definitely, and I'm very happy, and gives me more motivation to do more.
Perfect. As long as you've got the 24-hour cycle to do that. That's been my
Yeah.
problem is I want to do a lot of things. I want to give back. I'm actually limited by the concept of time.
Exactly. I mean, that is still a challenge. I try to scrape, and I wouldn't say it's been easy.
Mhm.
Um, a little bit, definitely support from the family, my husband, and all helps to the cause. But I would say it's not easy at all.
Yeah. I asked you to be a guest and you accepted, primarily because I want to combine, the combination of um, the role you have as head of AI and data science in Asia Pacific, but you also have visibility into the rest of the world. But in focusing also in the combination of your top LinkedIn voice in AI, and then also what's going on with the Responsible AI think tank, and all of that, I think you've pulled together just recently in your posting around the top 5 trends in AI technologies. I think that's something that we can absolutely unpack for today.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. And thanks for having me here, and hello to your audiences. So as we all know, AI, has been there for many decades, and most recently it's been coming into mainstream. A lot of people are talking about it and using it. But one of the things with AI is that it is an evolving field. While there are a lot of people looking into implementing it, it is still evolving day by day, right? So it is important that we keep up to date with the latest and the greatest that happens in the AI technology. And it's actually changing from years to months to weeks. I don't know, maybe it will go to days, where it'll become very hard to keep up with what's happening in AI, even for people like us. But I think that is very important. So what's out there and how I can use it for the benefit of business, individuals, as a society. So if I have to sort of highlight the top 5 trends, the first would be the AI and cybersecurity, which is a no-brainer, I think, because cybersecurity has been such a huge challenge. for everyone across the globe, because of the constant threat that we get with the cyber attacks that happens. Especially, it's more practical or real for Australia, because 2022 has been a really bad year for us as a community. We had two major cyber attacks happen. One with Optus, which is the biggest telecom in here, and another one with Medibank, which is again a biggest health insurance. And I see, the industries that are vulnerable. Top industries is the government sector and the health services, because of the rich data that have, and the amount of money that people can make with those data. So that is where I think AI can play a very key role. In fact, I just did a blog on the Data Protection Day, which came about last week or a week before, on the importance of AI-powered cybersecurity, right? So you have the technology that has complicated, complex algorithms that can track through the millions of data points and find out what their relationships are, identify threats, and to be able to prioritize and those threats and address them. So AI has a huge role to play when it comes to cybersecurity. Also, AI can also get into bad people as well. They also can use it for their advantage. Sniffing through, looking for opportunities for weaknesses that they find in the systems and networks, and then just immediately automatically send something out to so that is why I think it's more important that it's how you use it. But either way, AI has a role to play in cybersecurity. So that's the first thing.
So Aruna, when we think of cybersecurity, it's identify, protect, detect, respond, recover. But cybersecurity is really the security around the electronic aspects of data or information, the electronic version of information. So then with the discussion of this first trend, how is AI really helping? How is AI working with that cybersecurity industry, and why did you list that as one of your trends?
Yeah, so as I was saying that AI has got complex algorithm. It can surf through millions of data points. It can see how they are linked together. There is anomaly detection that happen. What is the normal way behavior of these networks and systems, and sometimes when those things can go haphazard, anomaly, and those can be automatically detected. While a few years ago we did have anomaly detection, but that's more rule based. Right now, with AI and machine learning, they can learn from the data on the go in real time and find out these anomalies. Because people tend, that's what we also see in fraud space as well. People tend to, the bad actors there tend to know what you're trying to protect, and they go look for a different set of behaviors to bypass that. Now with AI, it can learn from those behaviors and automatically try to prevent them. So that's why I think AI has got a much more scope, because it can handle the volume. It can be quite speed, and can instantaneous. All of these I would say would be a great power in attacking cyber threats.
Thank you. That makes a lot more sense for me there. I appreciate that. So let's move on to number two.
Okay, so then the number two I see is democratization of AI. So this comes as AI has become mainstream. People are starting to understand what AI is, what its potential, and how it can be applied in different industries. What that means, it opens up opportunities. Everyone wants to be part of the bandwagon. Everybody wants to use its potential. But there is challenge in terms of the resources and the skill sets that is required to be able to, for everyone to get into it. Small, medium firms, do they have the, funding to do all this? So now what we are seeing, the trend is AutoML, no code, low code platforms are coming up. You're looking at citizen data scientists who, people who have got the subject matter expert, who have been in the industry. They know what they want, but they don't know the technical expertise to be able to use this sophisticated AI systems. And that's where, these tools are coming in. So where you can feed in the data. You got to find out which data is relevant for the problem that you're trying to solve, feed in it, and automatically looking at the data, structure of the data, nature of the data, it come up, decide what algorithms to choose, and then it comes up with predictions, which you can then look at it and provides nice reports and stuff, which gives you enough information to have the confidence that it is doing the right thing, and then you can review and then make the decision. So that means that it has AI systems is now come into everybody's hands, and they can use it for the advantage. So that is evolving, and I'll see more and more tools will be developed to actually tap into that huge market that is out there who is very keen to use AI. So that's my number two.
Yeah, I do have one question. When it comes to, you mentioned the comment about resources. So when I think of resources, I think of both the individual resources, skill sets, but I also think of that computing power. Yes, there are companies like IBM who've just recently pushed out, faster silicon chips that can sift through this data even faster, but we're still finding that's not fast enough. So is that kind of what you meant by resources, that kind of wrapping your arms around?
Resources primarily more on the skill sets
Okay.
of the individuals. Of course, where democratization AI, when it comes to technical resources, you're talking about the compute power and all that. That's probably similar in my view, whether you're doing a heavy end data science platform, or I think they are getting more mature in that space. I don't see a major difference.
Okay.
But it's more primarily on the skill sets, having thousands of data scientists, which is hard to come by, and all of that, unicorn technical people, we are looking to solve world problems. So I think democratization will definitely make it much more common and accessible by everyone. And to just answer your question about the compute power, edge AI, I see is the third trend that I see will get more and more leverage in the future, because we are seeing more and more smart devices and handheld devices being used. And we also want insights and decisions to be made when we are using those devices. Now, it'll be very hard if you have to rely on sending all the data back to the servers, or have this high processing power and bandwidth. The good thing about the edge AI technology is that it doesn't require huge processing powers or the bandwidth. It is on the device. The machine learning models runs in the device where what you're using. And for example, we are seeing it getting used in medical devices. Like if you're doing scanning, you could then and there, run some algorithms and detect results from those devices, rather than you have to wait for need to send to the server and come back with the reports. And with all these smart appliances we are using, phones we are using, and self-driving cars, IoT, anything with IoT devices, you could use edge AI technology to actually, make those predictions faster, quicker, and the decisions also can be made instantly. So that is an industry I would see definitely really picking up, because we are getting more used to handheld devices now, and we want smart homes everywhere. So I can see a huge market for that. The next one, I would say, is generative AI, so which is a hot topic at the moment. So,
Yes.
so generative AI, just to give a bit of a blurb, it's an artificial type of artificial intelligence where you give a existing input and it can generate new images, new videos, new data sets, and so on, with by understanding the features of the input data that you fed in. Right, so it has got huge opportunities and potential. Example, synthetic data, which have been talked about a lot, and with the technology getting advanced, you could use your existing data points and then get new data created. And it's very useful when you don't have the right level of data, or you don't have the right level of diverse data, which is required to build the AI system. Or if you think that those data are very sensitive, that you can't use them in building the AI system. So they can become super, super important. You can use synthetic data, don't need to worry about privacy challenges, regulations, and all of that, but still be able to provide the similar outcome because the characteristics of the data points have not changed, right? It's the value of those data inside has been changed, right? So I see that is one area. Again, we are seeing a lot of applications, mushrooming out. You give a text, it comes up with the images. You give a text, it comes up with the videos, which is making it more easy for the content marketing people to be much more productive in what they're trying to deliver message. And the last one is Chat GPT, which I don't need to say why it is important or how it is important. It's been a tsunami, or I would say, nothing has exploded that quicker as compared to Chat GPT. Again, there are, yes, it's used in marketing, but I can see a lot of applications in business spaces using Chat GPT technology, right? Using in customer service, while we've been using traditional bots to actually help with the customer service, but they are much more rules driven, much more not as aesthetic or human like, if I have to say. With this Chat GPT, because it's been trained with gigabytes and gigabytes of data, and you could use it, customize it, and use it for customer service, where the responses will be very human like, as if you're talking to a human support team person. And it can customize the responses based on what the conversation is happening instantaneously. So it can take conversation, the customer service chatbots to the next level, where it doesn't look as if you're talking to some computer trying to solve your problem. So that, call center analytics, where while you're doing a call center, taking customer calls, behind the scenes it can summarize all the transactions, highlight key points, identify the sentiments of the person who's sitting there and requesting those services. So in process optimization, mortgage processing, all of that, I see a lot of potential. You could use digital avatars, human-like AI avatars are coming up with human-like conversation. You could, if done correctly, and if it is advanced well, financial advice. You can have someone giving some initial financial advices, or if you want to diagnose, you have some, what you can call. You can diagnose the symptoms. If you have some symptoms and you wanted to talk initially, it can help in the health system as well. So if you keep exploring, there's quite a lot of potential in ChatGPT. Always need to be cautious. And in fact, I put a post today on ChatGPT advantage, but with a word of caution, right? It's a new evolving technology. It's in the hands of everyone, which is good and can be dangerous. So how do you make sure you use it responsibly? So generative AI is going to go next level. GPT-4, I'm told, is going to be 100 folds powerful than GPT-3. So we'll have to wait and watch. But you can see an explosion of advancement in that space.
I do have one question for clarification. The difference between the generative AI and the Chat GPT, because in both examples, it's generating content.
Yep.
So is the difference because generative AI is more visual?
No, generative AI, you can talk it as an umbrella term.
Okay.
Right? So that it's generating stuff, right? That's why it's generative AI. Within that generative AI, you could have generating pictures. DALI is one of the example where you are able to provide a text and it's able to generate videos and images. Then you have things like code. It can also generate code. for you. So that's another type of generative AI.
Got it.
Then you have this chat GPT, which is a conversational chatbot, which is generative. So they all come under the family of generative AI.
Got it. Understand. Thank you so much. So
So
that leads us to number
so
5.
yes, going to the number 5 and
Yeah.
most important and passionate topic of mine and quite relevant with the chat GPT's thing is responsible AI. You know, as I said, responsible AI was very important, always embedded with chat GPT, where it has gone to, you know, everyone, even my son tried chat GPT and said, Mom, do you know there is this chat GPT, it can generate text and everything cool. And he was trying to excited to do his school assignments with all of that stuff. So, you know, it's become so common. And that is why I think it's important to have responsible AI, because there is a tendency, if not used rightly, you can spread fake information, misinformation, and steer the community towards, you know, particular opinion, which might become danger, right, in the long term. So you got to be very mindful of that. That's why responsible AI has been a long-term passion topic of me, and also that is what we are trying to do as part of the think tank group in Australia's, you know, CSIRO, which is our research organization. They've got a national AI center established. So one of the objective of that national AI center is to you know, spread the awareness of AI and responsibly, and how do we ensure all the businesses we want to use, we want the community to use AI, we want Australia to be forefront in using AI. At the same time, we want to be very responsible in the use of it. So how do you spread awareness of what is the responsible AI, what are the tools, what are the you know, frameworks that you need to know, and you know, spreading the awareness, educating community, and making it much more a must to do in the business organizations. That's what we are trying to do. So responsible AI will become even more important. And if AI needs to be mainstream, responsible AI should be by design and not something that you do later on. Even before you're thinking about AI, first thing is, what is the impact of that AI? You know, what are the things, got yous that I need to be mindful of? So when you when you do it by design, then things can fall in place. So that is my last prediction. In fact, it's not a prediction, it is a must do.
Yes.
To ensure that we are able to use it more responsibly.
As we look to wrap up, what are the leave behinds? You know, somebody listening to this says, oh, great, this is good. I've got these 5 trends. Okay, now what? What are some things that maybe they could start doing tomorrow that would help put them in the right mindset?
So I think, you know, it's all about awareness and knowledge, I guess, depending upon which industry. So that is which industry they are in. You know, trying to, that is what I always, you know, you need to understand the technology. But one of the things I aim to do is understand the technology, simplify into business terms, and see how it can be applied to your day-to-day problems, either in your personal or in the business, right? That's what even prompted me to create this AI in business series, where I talk about how AI could be used in across various industries. I've taken 10 industries, you know, banking, insurance, retail, telecom, government services, agriculture, healthcare, oil and gas, right? The potential of applications of AI, it's there everywhere. And what I would say is, if someone is wanting to use this technology for the advantage, understand which sector you're in, have a good understanding of AI generally high level, and see how it can be used in your specific industry. And that's what I would advise them. So some applications are across the customer service, across the board in every industry, but fine-tuned your specific, you know, sector. But you have the technology, but you need to sort of customize and fine-tune for your own requirements.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining our podcast today.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Always pleasure to talk to you.